And then leading into the 2013 season, we played Adelaide in a scratch match. So this is just a pure off-the-cuff Freo and Adelaide have said, let's have a game together. Nothing to do with the pre-season. Let's just go and have a sort of an intra-club, but against opposite. So gone over there. And Tom Lynch, so not the Richmond Tom Lynch, the Adelaide Tom Lynch, I was playing on him in this scratch match. And one of our real key indicators as a defender back then was being able to stop an exit. So for anyone who doesn't understand what that is, if we're playing Adelaide, if Freo kick the ball into our forward 50 and say Adelaide mark it, their next kick, we want to try and stop that exit. So it'll be a high half forward that's going to get an exit kick. It might be a Jamie Cripps West goes to someone like that. That was our real indicator. So to make sure that you switched on, if you've kicked the ball into the forward 50, you should really be on to where the next ball is coming from.
You're not worried about what the ball's doing. You're like, where's my opponent? Cut the exits. West
the next
Coast
one,
the same thing.
Yeah. So we were on the side where the ball's been kicked into. The ball's come out the far side. So Tom Lynch has marked it on the opposite side of the ground. So
Good player. I will say Tom Lynch played on a bit. A good player, I reckon.
I think he's a reasonable player.
Yeah. not a
very,
great,
very
not
good
great.
player.
Not great. Good.
He was pretty good though.
He was good and had his days. Had some big days.
Yeah, good runner.
Yeah.
So, this is the thing. So this game, scratch match in Adelaide, he gets an exit kick on me. Got one. After the game, we come back to Perth. We go through the review and it comes up in the review, you've missed an exit. I went up to a meeting with Ross and there was me sitting in a chair like this. There was Ross, Simon Lloyd, Chris Bond, Michael Pryor, who was my defensive coach at the time, Jason Webber, who was the strength and conditioning coach.
Big meeting. There's a lot of people.
Tell me about it.
Are they all on one side of the desk?
Yeah, I'm on this side and they're on that side. So in my head, I was thinking,
it's
probably not going to go that well. So I'm sitting there and he's going through it and he said, mate, Tom Lynch, and I don't know, I think Tom Lynch might have even trained with St Kilda for a little while before he got picked up. Ross said, he goes, mate, Tom Lynch couldn't run out of sight. He goes, I could run faster than Tom Lynch. And in my head, I was thinking, he didn't seem too bad. Aerobically, he was quite, and I've played on him since this time, obviously, but back then I didn't really know. And I was like, I didn't think he was too bad. He goes, you're done. This is Ross to me. He goes, mate, you're done. He goes, there's no way that he should be able to beat you on an athletic contest out to an exit on the opposite side of the ground. And that was the last thing he said. You're done. He goes, you can speak to Mick Pryor about what's going to happen from here on. And that was pre-season game. I didn't play any of the pre-season after that. I didn't play until round 5 of 2013 from this Tom Lynch incident.
So he literally meant you're done.
Yeah. So when he said you're done, I was like, well, it's the start of the season.
Delisted?
I'm not proper done. I didn't think I was delisted.
Yeah, what did you think?
I didn't know. So he goes, when he says, you're done, because I've heard him say, mate, you're done to guys before. But in this scenario, when it was me and 5 other people, I was a bit concerned about what done actually meant. So then I didn't play for 8 weeks or something. So I missed a bunch of footy because of this Tom Lynch incident. And I played on him a heap of times after that. And I think aerobically he's actually really good. So I was a bit flat.
Did you ever get another exit mark on you? Or?
He probably did, but not many.
So he taught you a lesson.
Yeah, he did. He actually really did. And to be honest, to Ross's credit, I thought it was a bit of a harsh lesson at the time because I was like, it's a pre-season game in Adelaide. We're still sort of warming into the season. But yeah, I missed 8 games of footy because of it. Didn't start again until round 5 of 2013. And then even in that game, so went into the 2013 game, first game back of the whole year after this incident. Half time, Ross said to me, he goes, mate, if you keep going the way you're going, you'll be out again. And I was like, far out. So I was like half a game in to the next, my first game back after 8 weeks. So I was a bit panicked. I think I had a reasonable game in the end. And then that next, 12 games of that season was probably the best I played in that stretch until I got injured. So it was it was a pretty big learning curve, but it led into some pretty good footy afterwards.
Is that like a normal Ross tactic? Like making a example, sort of like I'm going to just maybe go harsher than I need to just to prove a point or something?
I don't know. It's I don't know whether it was harsher than he really needed to. I reckon I still would have got the point if I had to come back in sort of 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. But
had you had a bad prep into that? Because I said you said nah. It was a normal pre-season.
Normal pre-season, yeah, everything was the same. It's just that the after going into that pre-season scratch match pretty much over in Adelaide, I was like, far out, a bit harsh, but worked out okay in the end.
So yeah, you say you play your best footy after that. So I think he would argue probably he's like, well, you learnt your lesson.